Y'all, so today's April 23rd, 2025, and when I tell you, I've been in a little bit of a slump, a bookish slump, and like creative slump. And now, just recently, I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I'm getting my energy back. I feel like I'm getting my creativity back. And then also, when I tell you the bookish gods have been shoulder tapping me and saying, just go do this real quick and see what happens. I have just been super like happy bookish wise of like things that I've gotten recently, and I'm just really excited. Like today I'll be going to go see Lyla Sage. She's doing a tour of her book tour for Wild and Wrangled. So she'll be coming to the Half Price Books, the flagship store in Dallas. So I was able to get tickets for that. And I found out as I was like telling somebody else about the event that the tickets sold out. And I was like, oh, wow, that is so crazy. And then I'm just realizing that specifically events at the Barnes & Noble flagship store, those tickets sell out so quick. For example, Liz Tom Ford is also coming at the, I think, middle of May, and those tickets sold out. And I was like, I feel like she just announced, like I went back and looked at it. She announced it that morning and then those tickets sold out that afternoon. And she's releasing 2 editions of her books, like the standard edition and the deluxe edition, both sold out. I said, you're kidding me. All of to say, I really, really, really wish I could get tickets to that. I put myself on the wait list, so fingers crossed. Maybe my name will come up on the wait list and I'll get tickets for that. But overall, I'm just really excited about the books that I've gotten recently and the books that I've been reading. So I do want to do a real quick talk about what I recently finished, also what I'm currently reading, and then do a quick little haul. So let's get into it. First things first, this is a book that I recently finished. This is, of course, recent release of the most recent release for Abby Jimenez, Say You Remember Me. I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and I will say this up front. This is my first time reading an Abby Jimenez book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love Stuntman Mike. Stuntman Mike does not show up in this book, but I look at her social media pages and I love Stuntman Mike and Tess. So that's how I found out about her. And I've purchased a couple of her other books. This is the first book I've read by her, and I actually did enjoy it. I can understand the mixed reviews. Some people felt like it was not romance enough. Some people felt like the ending was not realistic, and I don't get why that opinion is there. I get why people feel like it's not romance enough, that opinion. I don't get why the opinion of the ending wasn't realistic, because it was, in my opinion, like things had to happen if they were going to, be together. So something had to happen, something had to give. So overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I rated this book 5 out of 5 stars. I do plan to read more of her writing. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it is very different than the traditional romance. I think just the elements of the book are very different than traditional romance. I think a lot of traditional romance has a lot of forced proximity and like they have no choice but to see each other because they live in the same town. This has a different element. So overall, I'm trying not to spoil the book, but I definitely would recommend it. Give it a try and then go from there. I would be mindful of like the opinions out there because I have heard very mixed reviews. Like a lot of people either love it or they hate it. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I would definitely read more of her work. So there's that. And then what I'm currently reading, and this is actually something for my TBR, I'm trying to be mindful that I need to start working through my TBR and stop purchasing books. So I am looking at figuring out potentially doing some sort of either TBR challenge or 75-day booked challenge, which is a new challenge I saw on TikTok. So with that being said, I might be participating in some sort of TBR challenge soon / a book buying ban. It's so funny. I'm currently watching some of my older videos and I hear myself talk about, I'm going on a book buying ban. And I was like, you didn't go on that book buying ban. All that to say, let's talk about what I currently am reading. I'm currently reading Terms and Conditions. I'm a little under halfway done. I'm probably like 35% through and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It is a little bit of a thicker book. This is book 2 of the Dreamland Billionaire series. This file follows Declan and Iris. It is a arranged marriage. What else? A workplace romance because she technically is his assistant. I find this to be very interesting. I'm about 35% through, so throughout this weekly grading vlog / week in my life video, we'll be reading this. I do plan to just sit down and binge it because I just want to know what happens and how everything comes together. So there's that. Now, let's do a quick little, I really want to show you 2 books that I've purchased recently that I'm really excited to read, because after I finish that, I know one of these 2 books I'm going to read. So let's talk about this one. This got released yesterday. I went to Barnes and okay, when I looked at Barnes, the website, it said that there was a release party, and it wasn't a midnight release party. It was just like 7 p.m. the day of the release. So I was like, okay, this Barnes is like right close to my work. I'm just gonna get off of work and just go and see what it's about. And when I got there, she was like, yeah, we're not really doing a party, but we're giving away goodies if you buy the book. And I was like, okay, cool. So this was one of the goodies. It's a tote bag and it's so cute. It says Emily's grocery list and it's so freaking cute. It's from Out of Print, and this has like a little library card on it. It's so freaking cute. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And then the book is, of course, Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. That's the only edition they had at the time. And then I got stickers, so I found that to be so freaking cute. And lastly, well, actually there's 2 more things. There was a pop socket in the bag, and then a little pen. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. There we go. So I got a pen and I said, that is so freaking cute. So with that being said, I was very excited to get that. And I think inside there is also, they also put like little stickers inside the book too. I think these are the same stickers. So ultimately I was like, that is so cool. And I didn't know. So super excited to read that. Heard a lot of good things about I had actually heard also equally mixed reviews about this. I think that what I've heard mostly is that this is a literature book with the romance subplot, which I feel like that is the same thing people are also saying about Say You Remember Me. So I'm excited about that. And then the last book I want to share with y'all is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dimon. This is book 1 of an 8-book series, and this is definitely different than the type of genre I typically read. This is a literature RPM, I believe. So it's like a literature, like it's a book that has like a gaming element to it. I found that to be very interesting. I've heard a lot of good things about this series and this book. It's getting republished, I think, with new covers. All that to say, I look forward. This is another author who's also coming to the DFW area, and the tickets are sold out. So maybe it's fingers crossed. There is time between now and when they come. Maybe fingers crossed when it's like gets closer to the event, they'll release more tickets and maybe I'll be able to go. But I hope I really enjoy this because I've heard so many good things about this book. So I want to expand my horizon and get just out of fantasy and romance, like do some historical fantasy or some historical fiction or lit RPM. So all that to say, super excited. Now I need to go to work because it is time for me to go to work. So with that being said, look forward to taking y'all to the event tonight. Let's do this. Y'all, it's midnight. I'm home. I am so tired, but I got all 4 of my books signed by Lyla Sage. She touched my books and she signed them with her pen. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how freaking amazing that event was. I'm pretty sure there was at least 360 to 370 people in that space. There were so many people. I know that the person announced that there was like 380, but I did remember seeing like books that were stacked that were like kind of wrapped, that I think people just didn't pick up because, and like they were assigned to a ticket, but those people might have not came. Those people didn't come, whatever their situation was. All that to say, there were so many people in the space and it was so cool to be around other people who really love the author and enjoy the author. I'm so glad that I got my book signed. Not only are they signed, but they're personalized. They have my name in it. I said, oh my goodness, Lyla Sage wrote my name down. That was so cool. And she said my name. I said, oh, I am fangirling. It was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. She is an amazing person. Lyla, if you're watching this, I don't know if you're watching this, but if you do watch this, I love your writing, love your books. I cannot wait to see what else you come out with. I feel like whatever challenges, like whatever writing you want to write, I'm gonna read it. Whatever type of challenges you want to write them, because she was talking about like how she does like writing challenges and like writing exercises. Whatever you want to exercise it. I'll read it. I promise. I'll probably love it. Her writing is just amazing. The way that she does her storytelling is amazing. For my people who are not Lyla Sage, if you're wondering if you should read the Rebel Blue Ranch series, this is me telling you to go out and go get all 4 books and go binge them. And then I want a 15-page report about how amazing the series is. I kid. Just give me a couple sentences in the comments, the comments down below about how amazing the series is though. I mean, again, I feel like I'm bumping my gums right now, but I just love this series. I find that the way that she writes is just amazing, and it was so good to be in a space with her. I would do it again. If I had the opportunity to go back and do it again, I would do it again. I would do it multiple times. I know if she comes back to the DFW area, I will be going back. Because I think she is releasing another book. If I have it correct, she should be releasing another book at the end of this year, and I'll be going to go get that book. And if she does a signing, I'll be going to that signing. She's amazing. All right, I'm gonna stop talking because I am so sleepy, and I have a 5-pound Yorkie. He's probably actually like pushing 6 because He's a big dude. Anyways, I have a 5 to 6 pound Yorkie. I'll give him his weight. Who at 5:30 in the morning likes to, you know, do his thing. He needs to go use the bathroom, he needs to eat, and he likes to do that at 5:30 in the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and go get some rest and then get prepared for that adventure, because again, buddy, it doesn't matter what time I go to bed, he has a strict schedule, and I have to make sure I, you know, stay online in that, because if I don't, he will get upset. So to avoid him getting upset and me, you know, getting yelled at by a 6 pound Yorkie, I'm just gonna go to bed and get some rest in and then be prepared for that adventure in the morning. So with that being said, peace, good night. I actually am doing a weekly vlog, so I'll catch back up with y'all. Y'all, I was about to start a whole new vlog, and when I get started with like trying to film, I look at the last thing that I filmed and I realized I was in the middle of a vlog. So instead of starting a new vlog, I'm just gonna continue on and just kind of get y'all caught up to what's going on. So today is May 27th, 2025. And it literally has been a month and change since I filmed. The last thing I filmed, as y'all saw, was me going to the Lyla Sage event. It was amazing. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. We'll be going to more events. I have not been able to secure like tickets to another author signing because they're either I'm missing them, which sucks, or I either have like conflicts or stuff like that. So I'll have to say I do want to do at least 2 more author signings before the end of the year. So stay tuned for those. With that being said, trying to, because I'm essentially trying to cover for like a month's worth of time, I haven't filmed my April wrap up and it's literally the end of May. So I am just going to wind up doing my April wrap up and May wrap up together. So my April, May reading wrap up will be together, and then I'm just going to do a book haul, an April May book haul, 2 separate videos, so stay tuned for those. I've purchased a lot of books. I also have read a lot of books in the month of April and May, really more in the month of May, because wild thing, the month of May was the best reading month I've had for this year. I have read, as of right now, 4 books. I don't think I'll be able to get another book in by the end of the year, or by the end of the month, excuse me. I do want to get more books in by the end of the year. I am also ahead on my reading goal. So I think I might have said this in a like video, like one of my earlier videos of this year, but my reading goal for the year is 30 books. I understand there are people who would reading goals of 100. I'm a girly pop who works, and I have weird flows. So as you can see, it's taken me a month to continue on with the reading vlog. So I wanted to create a realistic reading goal for myself, which I felt originally I was like 12, and I was like, that's too low. And I really want to challenge myself. So I've actually been doing pretty good. I was actually, before Saturday, I was 2 books behind. Now it's Tuesday and I am a book ahead because I had a really good reading weekend. Like I was so mad. I was like, I should have filmed this weekend because I got a lot of good reading in. All I have to say, it's in the past. I'm gonna definitely catch y'all up on like things that I read. So there's that in life. But so that we can keep this vlog going. I want to unbox two things with y'all. The first thing is the book that I'll be reading next, because I want to give my insight and my input, my 2 cents on this book. And it did take me a little bit of time to acquire this book, so my bad. And then I also want to show y'all something else that I got, because I am just very excited for this item. That's number one. And number two, I saw this sale. I was a little nervous about the sale, but I kind of want to see what I got. If it's coming in like a bumped and bruised condition. So I'm interested to see like how bumped and bruised my item is. So we'll talk about it once I get there. All right, let's talk about my new current read. It's a book of the month book. Let me tell you something. When I tell you it was a time trying to acquire this freaking book, I think if I give you the two things about this book, you'll probably have a good guess of what's inside of it before I show you what's in here. So one, this book is very talked about, very, very talked about right now, because a lot of people have a lot of opinions on the author because they're trying to guess who the author is. And it's very mixed reviews, and I don't even think it's like very bad mixed reviews. Like it's good, but now the bad reviews are also starting to come in on this book, so it's getting to that point where it's getting very mixed, and I just want to see where I fall in this. So there's that. The other thing is I placed an order for this book on May 7th. I then decided, once we got closer to like the date of it being shipped, they sent me an email and said there was a printing error, and that it was going to be a little bit longer before they can actually send me my book. I then sent Book of the Month an email and said, I want to cancel it and I'll just go buy it in store. Book of the Month said, okay, that's fine. That's cool with us. Here's your credit back. Saw it even get applied back to my account, and then randomly I got the book. And then they did take the credit. So I was somewhat confused about that. So there's that. But I'm glad I didn't go out and purchase the book. I was trying to find it and I kept having different issues. Every time I would try to go get the book, something would happen. Like either I had to stay late for work, or just something would happen where I couldn't go get the book. All of that to say, I have it. And that will be a good portion of this reading vlog, is me reading this book and giving you all my thoughts. So the book that I'll be reading is none other than Silver Elite by Danny Francis. Y'all, I'm so excited to read this book. I know, again, I said it, there's been very mixed reviews. I'm excited. I just want to know what it's hitting for. People have been hyping this book up. People have been tearing this book down. I'm just excited to finally have this copy in my hands. I love the sprayed edges. It has sprayed edges all around, so it looks really nice. It is also a pretty thick book, so I will say that up front. The pages are very thin. I don't plan to annotate this, so that should be fine. But yeah, very excited to read this and give you all my thoughts on it, so stay tuned for that. And then the other thing I want to unbox is this. I'm so excited for this, y'all. This is a Bible. It is from the company Hosanna Revival. I think, and don't quote me on this, but I was kind of like I was on social media, I was on Instagram specifically one day, and I saw that they were doing a bumped and bruised sale, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I looked at the picture and I was like, okay, so like there might be a little dirt on the Bible, or, you know, maybe a little scuff, something very small, minor, but it doesn't like actually mess up the integrity of the Bible. So I was like, okay, that's really cool. And it's 50% off. So I was like, that's pretty dope. All of that to say, I said if they had, there was one Bible I've been really looking at on their website, and I said if they have this one, then I'm gonna buy it. I said I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna commit, I'm gonna buy it. And they did. So this is right here is actually where the shipping label was. I pulled it off because I don't want people to have my address. So I'm gonna do an unboxing. I already cut open like the different things. I will say the box is definitely beat up. I don't know it was because of USPS, that's the shipping provider, but the box is definitely bumped and bruised. So hopefully everything inside the box is fine. So let's do it. All right. So Hosanna Revival, they give you like a little card, and I'm pretty sure on this card is a coupon code, and then it looks like there's a sticker in there too. Let's see if I can get to the sticker without dropping everything. Let's see. Ooh. So this is my print. I don't know if you can see the words, but it says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." And then, oh, and that's the sticker. Look at the sticker, so cute. And it matches. That's so dope. So, and they give you like a 10% off code. So that's pretty cool. And then this is the Bible. It is wrapped, so that's really cool. I don't think there's anything else in the box. Yeah, I'm gonna set that back down. So it is still wrapped, and I'm trying to see if I see where the bumped and bruise is. Yeah, I don't see a bump or a bruise. Yeah, I don't see anything. I might need, like, I'm also not in the greatest lighting right now. So maybe they're like, once you put it in better lighting, you'll see it. But at least from what I'm seeing, I don't see it. And that's pretty cool to me. It was 50% off the regular price, so I found that to be kind of cool. I think that they do this every like May around Memorial Day, because I remember this time last year they did this sale and I didn't participate, and this year I said, why not? I do want a new Bible, and I've been wanting this Bible, so, and it was on there, so I said, why not? So that is the cover. This is the back. I can't really tell you. I think the scripture is, "Be still and know that I'm God." I think that's what the full scripture is, and I can't tell you, like, there is some sort of like, there's a scripture in the back, and then there's like the passage or the reference piece right here, and it's covered, so I can't tell you what it is. But this is just to kind of give y'all context of what this is. This is the Hosanna Revival NLT Note-Taking Bible, the Marlowe theme. Like I said, I've been looking at this and I have been really wanting it for so long, so I'm so glad to have it. I know that they have this, the Marlowe theme, and also the King James version, and maybe another version, but I know I was like, I really wanted, like I said, I just really wanted this, and I was super excited to have it in my possession. It's so cool. Best investment. I do plan to unwrap it and start using it. So there's that. All right, I am going to go lay down because it is late. Well, it's not really late, but it's after work. I'm ready to unwind with a really good book. So hopefully I enjoy it. I do plan to give y'all updates throughout my reading journey, so let's do it. All right, y'all, so today is May 31st, 2025. It's Saturday, and I wanted to do a quick little update on Silver Elite. So I am about 16% into Silver Elite, and I am actually really enjoying it. I will say initially, like the first 20 to 30 pages were a little rough for me, and I think it's because I went into this book somewhat blind. I read like a little bit of the Dust Jacket, but it really wasn't enough to kind of get me into like the flow of the story. All to say, I was like, what's going on? Where are we going with all this? For the first 20 to 30 pages, by page 40, I was like, okay, I'm starting to see a direction. By page 50, I was like, oh, I'm locked in. So will say that was my experience. I also will know when I initially started it until now, it took me a little bit of time just to get to where I'm at. I'm on like page 84. I read fantasy books very slow. I decided I'm not going to annotate this book because if I did, I would probably still be on page 2 because I would be trying to figure out my annotation system, all that to say. I said, we're just going to read this one straight and see what happens. But like I said, I'm really enjoying it. The other thing I want to also share is I, as y'all saw, got some editing done, so that was really good. I really wanted to take today to kind of get my editing ducks in the row. I kind of said it earlier in this video, and then also at the midway point when I told y'all I realized I was in the middle of a vlog. I have been really feeling very like weird about my motivation levels and stuff like that, and I really want to get better with content creation and being consistent with content creation. So with that being said, I am challenging myself for the month of June and on to be really consistent with content creation. Like as I think about different ideas and I get like inspired by different content that I see, trying to make sure I am also creating content, because there are things that I really want to see, and I feel like I know I have a message and a voice that I want to share. So I want to do that, and I know I've invested a lot of time, money, and energy so far into this, so why not really use the things that I've invested in and kind of make this thing shake. So there's that. I did wind up letting go some videos. When I tell you the videos that are going to come up before this, when you look at the dates, just ignore them. Just enjoy the content that's there, because that was the more quality pieces. I'm not trying to do the quantity. I'm trying to do quality over quantity. And one of the things I had to do was like look at a couple vlogs and delete them, because I was like, it was not worth it. They just didn't make sense. Like, it's not even that they didn't make sense, but they were just kind of choppy, and like I really didn't know what I was going for, and I was like, I'm just gonna let this go. Like maybe I'll do some sort of end of the year video where like things that didn't make it into a vlog might be a part of something, like the deleted scenes kind of thing. So maybe that might happen, I don't know, but I had to let some vlogs go is all I'm trying to say. So I'm literally starting off posting content with my New Year's vlog, and then also my video, my December bookish wrap up. Those are the two first videos that will be going up in June. So there's that in life. I don't think that they're gonna do well because they're so old, but who knows, maybe YouTube will blow them up and say, boom, you're on everyone's For You page, and now your videos are getting thousands of views. Fingers crossed, and a bunch of people are following you. Fingers crossed, that would be great, but I don't know if that's gonna happen, because I did upload my Thanksgiving vlog pretty late and it got 6 views. So I said, well, it got six at least. I got 6 people to watch it. So all that to say, there's that life. So now I am going to probably doom scroll for a little bit and eat some pizza, and then jump back into Silver Elite. So I want to get a little bit more reading done, give y'all another check-in, and then I'm going to close out this vlog because I'm going to start a new vlog tomorrow. So let's make this thing happen. All right, y'all, so I don't know if you can see, but this is my special guest, Milo, my 6-pound Yorkie, who is getting his rest in, and he's probably telling me, wrap this up because you're really bothering my sleep. So gotta do this fairly quickly, but want to do a quick little check-in. So this is my current read, as y'all know, Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I like to put the dust jacket on like when I'm not reading and I'm home, because I have learned that if you leave your dust jacket off for a long time, it can cause the dust jacket to kind of lose its shape. So when I'm home and I'm not reading it, I try to put my dust jacket on or try to keep it in a space where it's not like getting flattened. So there's that. I am enjoying this. I am currently on like chapter 13. So it's like, I just started chapter 13. It's like, I'm on page like 117. So like I said, I'm really enjoying it. I definitely will be recommending this book so far. I really enjoy the female main character. I enjoy a lot of the side characters, and then I am assuming who might be the love interest slash male main character. I really enjoyed their like banter and like the way they go back and forth with each other. I find it to be very funny. So there's that in life. But overall, really am enjoying this book. So there's that. I am also gonna say I am going to go ahead and wrap this vlog up. I do plan to start a new vlog next week, so you will see this book in the next week's vlog, or in the next vlog, because this and many of my other books that are on my physical TBR will be a part of the thing that I'm doing starting on June 1st. So I should probably share with y'all what I'm gonna do starting on June 1st. I have been really interested in doing like a 75-day hard style challenge. So like I've seen like Project 50, 75-day soft, 75-day hard, 75-day booked, those types of like challenges. And I was spending time kind of looking at the different challenges, and then I decided that I was gonna make my own, because that's just who I am. And I decided that I was going to do a 90-day challenge, and I have 6 things. I'm starting this on June 1st, and it's going to go all the way to August 30th. And those 6 things are: I'm going to wake up before 6 a.m. I'm going to work out for 45 minutes. I'm going to read for at least 45 minutes. I'm going to spend 60 minutes working on like personal projects or things of that like realm slash nature. And then Number 5 is journaling slash doing a devotional each day. And then 6 is doing either progress pictures or a progress vlog, something along those lines. So I know I could have just did a 75 hard or 75 soft or any one of those challenges, but I just didn't feel like those challenges were really aligning to what I have been wanting and what like I've been feeling called to do. So that's why I made my own challenge. I also will say this is not going to be one of those challenges where like 75-day hard, if you don't do one of the things then you have to start back at day 1. This is not one of those things. I will just be doing this for 90 days, and if I miss something, like I don't wake up on time or I don't get 45 minutes of reading in or something like that, I'm not starting back at day 1. I'm just gonna say I missed it and just, you know, say, hey, I missed it and what can I do better to make sure I do that habit each day, because these are the things that I really do want to build habits on and show up in. So there's that. All right, thank you for watching this vlog. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification, and let me know if you have done or if you're interested in doing one of these like habit-based challenges. All right, y'all, thanks for watching. Peace.